what role does spirituality play in achieving optimal well-being and longevity? And I would like to ask this question to Fazil.
Sure. So spirituality, when I look at the spirituality, I look at myself. And then when I look closely, I notice that I'm not my physical body. Why? Because if I'm my physical body, if I cut my hand and put it in front of me, I'm going to be a different person, but I'm not a different person in that case. So I'm still me. So I'm not my physical body. And nowadays, people are fighting and killing each other over gender and race and skin color, and because they are in the trap that they think that they are their physical body, but it is not the case for me, at least. So, and then I look at another aspect of myself, which is emotional. Sometimes I'm mad, sometimes I'm sad, sometimes I'm gloomy, and so changes. It all the emotions changes. Do I change with the emotions? No, I'm the same person experiencing those emotions. So it is just a layer. I'm not my emotions. I'm not my anger. I'm not my sadness. I'm something beyond that. So I'm not my emotions. What about my thoughts? Some people think that they exist because they think. But if with that scenario, if I close my eyes and shut down my mind and don't think about anything, I still exist. So it means that I'm not my mental aspect of me. So I'm something beyond all those layers, which is the spiritual aspect. You can call it consciousness, you can call it intelligence, infinite intelligence, you can call it soul, or whatever you call it, spiritual aspect, which is beyond those layers. But I still have those layers. So what I can do is that when something I'm facing, which is a challenge or a problem, usually is coming from those layers, physical, emotional, and mental. And when I am standing on top of those layers, I can see those things that are entangled in those layers, and then I can heal them. How? We all have the power of love, which is something that belongs to that higher consciousness that we have, and we can heal all those wounds on the physical, emotional, and mental with that power. It's very powerful. I have some examples, but I might get a chance to just talk about those examples, but I'm just gonna leave it to others to just expand on this.
Anneli, for you, what role does spirituality play in achieving optimal well-being and longevity?
Well, thank you. Farzan, you just did such a beautiful expose on the subject that I decided to not talk about what I had prepared in my mind to talk about, and wanted to highlight another element on spirituality and longevity, and that has to do with our geopolitical system. If we would all, regardless of our religious background or spiritual knowledge or whatever, look at what we're really here for and who we are as human beings and what our goal is, our task is to get through this life, which is only, as we all know, a very, very tiny little part of our total existence, we could actually move towards something that every heart is aching for, and that is world peace. What is going on right now is retaliation, showing muscles, to keep it in simple language, threatening each other, rather than sitting down and talking, trying to understand, trying to resolve issues, rather than fighting back. And this has been historically the case for so long in our world. And it also has been going on in our micro world, in our families, in our marriages, our relationships. And we need to find and commit to a different way of operating when there is an apparent conflict or disagreement. And so spirituality is, again, a very large word with a lot of different elements, which further you explained. There is something in there that is and could direct from our spirit, and that is to purify ourselves in a way that we are worthy to create a world that is again filled with love and order and interdependence and freedom. And so it's very much on my mind. And one of the things that Evangelis, you touched on, is something that I would like to add and emphasize, and that is we need to make a choice and a commitment. We need to be open, curious, to explore different modus of operandi. We need to be really dedicated to ourselves and our life to make the best of it, to fulfill our mission, as Elena mentioned earlier, and to help ourselves and everyone to achieve our ultimate goal, and that is to be worthy again and ready again to unite with our Creator.